Hey y'all, so I know you guys have seen all the videos and everything that's been going on about homegirl who went on a first date with this Middle Eastern guy and she had a diva fit is what I like to call it, being ungrateful because she did not want to be at the Cheesecake Factory. She wanted to go to a fine dining place. Um, I mean, if you hadn't seen the video, then I'm just gonna show you a quick clip.
This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm talking about it. Even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah.
Them?
There is absolutely nothing wrong with a chain restaurant, especially not the Cheesecake Factory. It's a moderately priced place. It's not necessarily cheap depending on what you order. I don't care what she thinks she looks like. I hate that as a woman of color, I don't know if she's black, biracial, or what, but she's making us look bad. There's already negative stereotypes that black women or women of color have bad, negative attitudes, are feisty, uncooperative. She making us look awful, okay? Okay, so that's one issue, right? That's one issue. There's another video I'm going to show you guys, and then I'm going to get on into this because I'm going to tie both of these things into the other.
Ladies, aren't we tired of posting videos showcasing our men acting like they don't like us or they don't like the things that we're into? Aren't we tired of this? And the people that post them think that this is cute, funny, or relatable? But there's absolutely no shade to those women who post those videos. But at what point won't we take a man at his word? Won't we judge a man by his actions? A man that acts like he doesn't like us or isn't interested in what we're interested in, at what point is that not a deal breaker?
Okay, so say, you know what? That's all I need y'all to hear from her. Now, let me get into this. First off, let me just say, dear women, especially women of color, we have got to do better, okay? There is absolutely nothing wrong with having standards, especially high standards. I'm not into standard shaming, but what I think is a problem here with old girl in the first video where she says, no, he didn't take me to the Cheesecake Factory. Look at me. Who takes a girl like me to the Cheesecake Factory? That's insane to me. Because let me tell you something. Not only is there nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, it's moderate in price and in standards. The food is good. You know, if you don't like the food, that's fine. But, you know, she could have just chucked it up and just went on a date, But let me just further say, the one thing that I think we need to do better as women, especially as women of color, is don't set the standard so high that nobody can reach it, that basically nobody will want to even deal with you because it's unrealistic. Don't be delusional. Homegirl in the second video is complaining about the videos where the women will post videos of them with their men, and it's basically them laughing, making fun of the fact that, let's say they're going shopping with their men, they're going shopping and bringing their man with them, or they're going to do things that they like and they're bringing their man with them. And the men seem to be not all that interested, and they're just basically putting up with, with all of this. And this woman is saying, ladies, when do we just say no to that and it becomes a deal breaker? Well, let me tell you something. Your partner, no matter who you are, no matter if you are a man or a woman, does not have to like every single thing that you like. It's not even realistic, you guys. It's not even realistic to expect that somebody you're with is going to like everything that you like. And I promise you, if you walk around with such a ridiculous, unrealistic standard, you will find yourself alone. Or you will find yourself miserable and unhappy, or trying to make another person miserable and unhappy. Now, to say this, it does not mean settle for being with someone who completely has nothing in common with you. No, don't do that. Ideally you want someone who will have things in common with you. However, don't expect or look for this person to have every single thing in common with you. You are two individuals coming together. Two individuals do not have to like all the same things. That a part of what should attract you to each other is that you both are unique, and that you appreciate some of not only the things that you share in common, but some of your differences. If you're not mature enough to be able to accept and tolerate somebody else's differences, then you need to sit down. You don't even need to be dating. You need to go maybe seek out some counseling, some therapy, or just be alone. Okay. Now, it's not to say that your partner gets to display an unpleasant attitude or to degrade your interest just because they don't share your interest. No, a good partner will be supportive of the things that you like. And sometimes they will go and do these things with you. Other times you should expect that they may not want to, and you should not be pressuring them to do so. You shouldn't be saying, well, if you love me, if you care about me, if you truly accept me, you'll go with me and do these things. No, no, that's ridiculous. It's delusional. It's inconsiderate, and really is definitely a narcissist trait. A lot of people like to complain about narcissists, especially women, but I don't think they look at their own self in the mirror and look at, well, you attract what you are. So whatever energy you're giving off or that you carry inside you is what you're going to attract. So think about that, you guys, okay? No matter if you're a man or a woman. That same thing goes for you men. A woman doesn't have to share your entire interest, okay? If she is supportive of what it is that you like to do and whatnot, cool. If she is cool with you going to do things you like to do, you should be cool with things she like to go do. No one should be holding anyone back, but no one should be forcing one another to participate in the things that they like, but necessarily their partner don't. You might find it annoying that they don't like to do all the things that you like to do or like all the things that you like. However, once again, when it comes to maturity and understanding what love includes tolerance. Love is supportive. Love is acceptance. Okay. A lot of people, I don't think they know truly what love is. I think a lot of people mistake lust, meaning the physical attraction and the enjoyment of intimacy, and the fact that, oh, they enjoy being around this person. A lot of people, they literally mistake that for love, and that's not love. So when it comes down to people and their differences, people find that they can't accept or tolerate or support your differences, and therefore you're discovering, hey, this is not really love. Okay. So I really want men and women, but especially women, because I think women have the biggest problem with this, to accept one another for who they are. With men, it seems to be a lot of men complain about women with the makeup and the hair, the nails, and all this other stuff. But hey, if that's who you chose, if you really love that person, you're going to accept them as they are. If that's not what you like or want from the very start, don't look for someone like that. Fellas, you can't change somebody and they should be trying to change you. You either like who you see up front or you don't. And if you don't, move on. Ladies, same thing with you. Don't see somebody and then assume, well, I like this and that about them, but maybe I'll try to change this and that. Maybe I can get them to stop doing this or that. Fellas, don't do it either. It's not okay. It's not normal. It's not healthy. It's selfish. It's very much giving control and manipulation. Let people be who they are. And if they're not your cup of tea, if they don't match what it is that you want, move on. There's a lot of people out here. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people, they overlook the people they really want because they don't find them as exciting, or they don't, they, like I said, they're stuck on the lust aspect, the physical attraction and the sex and all that. Look for the person on the inside. It's nothing wrong with physical attraction, but also look for who that person is on the inside and see, do you guys resonate or match with each other? If you're a healthy match for each other, okay? Now, getting back to old girl with the Cheesecake Factory. I'm very upset at how she's misrepresenting, not only for women, especially in today's time, modern women or whatever, but she's misrepresenting for women of color. There's already a stigma about women of color, okay? More specifically, Black women, that we have a bad attitude, that we're, people think we're going to be rude. They think we're going to be snapping our neck around. Now, I'm glad she was, she didn't portray any ghetto stereotypes of, cursing and being loud or anything like that. However, the outfit was not giving class. And I don't like putting any woman down. She is an attractive young lady, but however, she is not a supermodel either. You know what I'm saying? She's attractive, she's beautiful, but she's still average. She's like the girl next door. Homegirl was sitting there acting like she was a supermodel from overseas in France somewhere. Baby, you are not. Okay? Neither am I. You got to know who you are. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself and saying, I'm a beautiful young woman and I have a good personality, but you're not even showing that you have a good personality. Nothing wrong with having standards and asserting those standards. It's not as much what you say as much as how you say it. But in truthfulness, if you know you were rude to this person because you were late, she was late. She was a whole hour late. She never told this man that she was late because of work and that she's on her way and making apologies. She just decided to show up a whole hour late. So the reservations that this man had made for them to go to a fine dining restaurant, like what they had talked about before the date, the reservations were lost. So he decided to, compromise and take her to a restaurant that is available, which is the Cheesecake Factory. There's nothing wrong with a chain restaurant, okay? Especially not the Cheesecake Factory. It is moderate in price, and the food is still a little upscale. It's not like it's Applebee's, okay? This wasn't Applebee's. This wasn't Chili's, even though I like Chili's. So if somebody took me on a date to Chili's, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of Applebee's, but if somebody took me to Applebee's because that's what's in their budget, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, no, you didn't take me to Applebee's and I'm not getting out the car and I look like this. No, I'm going to be a classy lady. I'm going to smile. I'm going to go in. I'm going to, see if there's anything on the menu that I could eat. And at the very least, have an appetizer and a drink. And I might even embellish and say, oh, I'm not really that hungry. I'm not feeling that well, just to be polite. When you go on dates, you guys, ladies, listen up. Dates are not for free meals. Dates are not for when you're bored. Dates are typically supposed to be for you are looking for love. Fellas, same thing. Dates are supposed to be you are looking for love and you are courting a woman because you are trying to find out if she's a good match for you. Ladies, you're trying to find out if he's a good match for you. So if you're trying to figure out if somebody's a good match for you, it shouldn't matter where you go on that date, to be honest. As long as you're not in that back alley somewhere. Okay? People with this whole rhetoric back and forth about coffee dates. To the women out here that think you're too good for coffee dates, that you must not be looking for love. There's no way you're really looking for true love, real love, if you think you're too good for a coffee date. Because the date, especially a first date, is to establish getting to know one another better. Just to figure out, that first date is just to figure out if you're even a compatible match or not. Off of the more, basic things up front, figuring out, do you guys align, in certain ways. The first date does not have to be fine dining. It doesn't. Not if you're truly looking for love. Now, I'm not standard shaming. Nothing wrong with having high standards. But if you truly are looking for love, there's nothing wrong with whatever type of date it is. So as long as that person is respectful and shows good manners, they're, considerate. So if they're running late, they let you know, but it's better and best to be earlier on time, not too early, but maybe 10, 15 minutes ahead of time, and you're there to talk and figure it out. This whole thing of, well, you could talk on the phone. It's best to talk in person. Why? So that you can read body language. So you can truly, truly feel out that person's energy, and your discernment, your intuition will speak from you from that point further, besides what you're also hearing and seeing. Sorry. So be realistic with your standards. Seriously, be realistic with your standards. I have known people to go on dates, and their first dates was the Waffle House, McDonald's, and whatnot. And let me tell you, it didn't mean that their standards were low, and it didn't mean that that person that they went on that date with was broke. Even if they were, guess what? These same people later on got married. And not only did they get married, the person that took them on those dates at those more cheaper restaurants or whatever, they were able to eventually level up and afford to take them to all kinds of fancy places, fine dining and whatnot. They even were able to afford to buy their lady a car, to buy them a house. And before you say, well, I can do all these things for myself. Okay, so then why do you need to nitpick where someone is taking you on a date? Are you there to be treated and wine and dine just for the fun of it? Or are you there on that date to just share common interests of getting to know each other because you both are looking for love and relationship and commitment? Now, some of y'all are out here on these dates because you're literally just looking for a hookup. You're literally just looking for friends with benefits or a situationship or a lover. And if that's what you're on that date for, then be upfront, because then that changes the game. Then some of you, I get why you feel like, well, you want to be wine and dine and have money spent on you because you're expecting that you're going to put out, and you feel like if you're going to put out, you need to be, treated really well before you do so. It don't sound good, does it? It sounds cheap. I hate standard shaming. I'm not trying to, but I'm trying to get you guys to see how you're coming off to others. You know what I'm saying? How it really sounds. Because I think some of you don't really think through what it is that you're going for and why you're doing it. Same thing with you fellas. You guys, what is the real reason you don't want to take a woman out on fine dining? Because I also seen videos, and I didn't get the chance to pull it up, where they're standard shaming a woman who she only goes for fine dining on dates. But she also admitted that she only dates certain type of men, doctors, lawyers, business owners, things of that sort, men who can afford it. For you men who cannot afford to take a woman out to fine dining, don't put that woman down because that's her standard, her expectation. Just look for a woman who is okay with going to a more moderately priced restaurant. Look for who actually matches you. Don't get mad because you feel like you can't have the chick who wants to go to fine dining. There's good women of all kinds that they're okay with different kinds of dates at different price levels. It doesn't mean they're low quality. It doesn't mean they're low budget. It doesn't mean they're cheap. And it doesn't mean you are either. It just means you need to match up with the person who's on the same level as you in terms of expectation or what they're okay with. Some people are not materialistic. So a person who's not materialistic, a person who's not superficial, they're not going to nitpick these things because they're looking for who the person is on the inside. And some people, their taste isn't bougie. Some people are bougie. That's okay. Some people are more, I don't know, I guess I could say down to earth or more, humble or more whatever, or more common, whatever it is, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with anybody's standards. So as long as you're honest about why those standards are your standards, okay? Don't gaslight other people about their standards because you don't match those standards. But at the same time, don't be rude. It's okay to assert yourself about what your standards are, but you don't have to be rude. You don't have to put anybody down. And just so y'all know, like I said, I'm not trying to standard shame or anything. I'm just trying to bring perspective. I don't care what you guys like or what you necessarily do. What I care about is the fact that there's so many grown adults out here, young and older, and it seemed like none of you know how to assert yourselves appropriately. You guys act like you don't know how to seek what you're seeking and be more upfront about it. Be honest with yourself, be honest with others, and go for what it is that you truly would make sense for you to go for. And stop wanting a baddie if you can't afford her. Okay, baddies come in all forms. But if you want the chick who has, all of this cosmetic and aesthetic stuff going on, but her standards are way up here, you either rise to her level and you go and find a way to level up your income to be able to afford that baddie, or you lower your standards and expectations and go get that common, beautiful young woman or woman, whatever her age is, that fits your affordability, but she still is a good woman and still has a good heart. And don't say these women don't exist. They still exist. You guys are just being superficial about who and what it is you're looking for. Everybody's doing this, from women to men. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is what happens when there are no proper role models, when there's not enough two-parent households raising children, when there's not any morals or values being passed down to children from their parents as they're being raised. This is what happens when the music becomes trash, when the movies and the television becomes trash, society becomes trash. And then everybody is out here with trash standards, trash behavior, trash interactions. It's sad. This is literally sad, the state that society is in, because why is this even an issue today? But it's become more common. And it's also ridiculous that men and women have become divisive. Men with the red pill content and rhetoric trying to say that all women ain't nothing and are all the same types, that y'all think all women are hot girl summer and out here looking for nothing, but you guys are going for those chicks. While women are out here saying, well, men ain't this and that and other, but y'all don't even have realistic standards. You guys are out here looking for perfect Prince Charming. And for him to roll out the carpet and rose petals and float you off the air and this and that and other. And you guys are not even, between men and women, bringing your best selves to the table, evolved on a high vibrational level as ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You guys are, oh my gosh, people lack humility today. People lack humbleness. People are mistaking arrogance and cockiness and egotism for being confident. And it's sad. You guys be careful of all these dating coaches, especially you women, that are telling you have your standards way up here when the average man may be down here. And a lot of you are dating average men. Same thing with you fellas. Be careful of these dating coaches and these red pill guys preaching to you that have your standards way up here and way out there, but the ordinary average woman is right here. And the women that you claim you're looking for, you're looking past her because you're not being honest with yourselves about what you really want. Like I said, you want the baddies and everything, but they come with a price tag. You know what I'm saying? They come with a price tag. I watched the video where one girl was talking about because of what she paid for her nails, her hair, her makeup, her outfits, and whatnot. She expects you to compensate for her showing up looking like a baddie. And I've heard classier women say this, and I've heard some of the more ratchet ones say it. So if that's who you're going for, you better come with the right money for that price tag. Otherwise, good, common, but attractive, beautiful women inside and out, they're out here. They're out here. But you're not looking at them, you're looking past them for all the superficial aesthetics. Some of y'all don't even realize that natural ain't even natural. I don't think some of y'all realize that women still may have foundation over their face. They may still have just a little eyeliner. They may still have the mascara on, just a little eyebrow liner. I have a generally natural look, not a ton of, makeup, but there's still things here. You guys got to do better. Y'all got to do better. We're all learning, but I wish people would just literally get more real about their standards. Humble yourselves, you guys. Have some humility. You guys, you should be looking for what's going on inside that person's heart and in their mind. That's what you should be trying to align yourself with. You should raise your vibration up here as a person, in every aspect. Bring the best version of yourself to the table. How does God see you? Not the world. And then bring yourself to the table. Fellas, no more try to standard shame women because they're, what they want surpasses your budget. Level up. If you feel like you don't need to level up, then go find that woman that's at your level, right here in the middle or wherever you at. Ladies, same thing with you. Don't pick a common guy who may not be able to afford to take you where you want to go and then try to shame him like old girl did with a camera, saying, oh no, you need to take me here or there, but also be realistic. If you late and you've been inconsiderate, don't expect someone to go above and beyond because you didn't go above and beyond. You slipping, so they're going to slip. That's all I'm going to say. That's the end of it. I think my perspective kind of goes beyond everybody else saying, there's nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory. People being this and that. Can we please better represent as women and as women of color and as people of color? Because there's enough negative stigmas against us. We don't need more because of ignorance and being superficial and arrogant and conceited and full of oneself. Peace.